So, a medical intervention, I think it's more than a procedure. Like, if you imagine that a medical procedure is like a surgery or an operation, but an intervention could be a range of different things. It could be a combination of um, drugs with surgery, with a program of recovery. So they're thinking about an intervention as a general label that you put on a bunch of different things that medical professionals might do to treat or cure a disease, or just to improve health.
Because who will be a volunteer in a surgery?
Some people would.
Oh,
Yeah. Um, People volunteer to take part in clinical trials. Okay, so when they say volunteer, they don't usually mean someone straight off the street. What they usually mean is that someone already has an illness and they're going to the doctor regularly, and the doctor says to them, there's a clinical trial running for this new treatment. Do you want to be part of the trial? And like, of course, that might not work because it's a new treatment. They don't know if that intervention will work. And if people are unwell or even dying, then they might choose to take part in that. Um, and it is different to taking the accepted or proven treatments because you're volunteering to do something that hasn't been proven.
so medical intervention comprises surgery and any drug, anything.
Yeah, it in this case it just refers to anything medical that they want to test to see if
Mm.
it works.
So what about clinical trials? Is it different?
A clinical trial is a way of researching interventions.
Mm.
So one way of researching an intervention is in the laboratory, right? So if you want to see if a particular chemical kills cancer cells. You get some cancer cells, you take it to the laboratory, you pour the chemical on it, and it kills them. But if you want to see if you can use that chemical to actually treat people, you need to trial it. Firstly, probably trial it with animals, and then eventually you try it with humans. And that's what a clinical trial is. And it could be anything. It could be using a chemical, it could be a new fitness regime. It depends on what they're trying to treat. So they use this very abstract word, interventions, things that they do to someone to try to make them better. Question of approved. The reason why confirmed doesn't work is because approval implies getting permission. So permission is needed before they can start. Approval is needed before they can start. They need to be approved. They need to be permitted. Yeah, and I guess the question, because this is in passive voice, the question is who approves clinical trials? And it doesn't answer that question here.
Okay, yeah, great.